I tell you, humbly, soberly, that's kind of what this, certainly not me, but the leadership, this team from ownership, GM, head coach, I mean, players, these guys are serious. These guys are serious about what they're doing. They're serious about what they're doing, and we're goofy excited because 20, 30, whatever, 30, I don't know, 30 years.
Yeah.
No, it's really exciting,
More.
but it's not some, it's a dream, a wake up. No, this is very, you can see it, all the way through, really. I'm talking GM, head coach, owners, starting quarterback, uh, Bobby Wagner. I mean, this is not made up stuff. This is not made up stuff. And
Oh,
I would just say that it was several weeks ago when they were doing really well, but they had a group of teams that they had to play. And I said this, and I'm not tooting my horn, but I said this. This was many weeks ago. They had to play back to back to back. They had to play Pittsburgh, Philly, and they had to play Dallas. And I know Pittsburgh is real NFL football. That's your NFL football.
yeah.
I know Philadelphia had been the champion of the NFC East over the last 5, 6 years. They've been the darling of the East.
Yeah.
And I know that Dallas is our big rival. And I thought, regardless of what, I don't know where they were in time, 5 games, 7 games. I don't know, but I know that I remember telling people, talk to me after those 3 games. And unfortunately, they lost them all. But here's something that I discovered in the last few weeks that I left out of the equation. Yes, they lost those 3 games, but they actually played those 3 games. And guess what? That was a lot of experience. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing that they've done the work. They got their got busted in the face. They had the Hail Mary. They've learned how to play through losing and winning. And that's a maturity that I left out of the equation. That in reality, we're living on that right now. So that's why I'm excited about them because they have a story. And I said it. I mean, I'm not tooting my horn, but I said, talk to me after Pittsburgh, Philly, and Dallas. It was three games in a row. Got beat all three. But I didn't think about the fact that all those pre that, and after that was all going to be a benefit to them for today. And I believe that's what America is seeing. And we here in the DMV and others around the world that love our team, we're excited about it and we believe in them.
I think that's a great point. Talk to me, Darrell, about your quarterback. He's going to be the rookie of the year. I talked to Theismann last week, and Joe said, "Hey, I'm not so sure that he shouldn't be in the MVP conversation." And I mean, with every game that he goes out there and plays, I'm not so sure that Joe's wrong because he is. I mean, talk about making a difference. At any point here, I mean, does this moment get to him? Are you concerned that this could be too big for him? He always looks so cool, calm, and collected out there, though.
Yeah, to his credit, his mom, his dad, and whoever, whatever they created in this kid, he is that once in many that comes along that just he's balanced.
Yeah.
He's a Christian man. He's a faithful guy. He's balanced. He can walk. It seems like he can walk and chew gum at the same time, and whistle and skip at the same time. And that's just a unique gift that God has blessed him with, and his family have helped him develop. And he just has that it factor. But I will say he's not the only reason why we're winning games.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my gosh, that defense, Terry McCollum, that offensive line, they have really come together, and everybody is a part of this. And that, to me, is really the hallmark of the old Washington Redskins. We were not famous.
Yeah.
We were not, you mentioned Joe Theismann, and Joe was probably your most famous guy, especially because he talked a lot anyway. But we were just a bunch of guys that just showed up with Joe Gibbs and just went to work. This is very similar to that. And not a bunch of super stars, just a bunch of guys, man, who care and work, come to work. and I put in a day's work, and it's really special. And I guarantee you, they've got more fans around the country now, and if not the world,
Yeah.
because of that very factor. Because it's the world is so on fire,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, no
Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
That people are just they're pulling for a group like this, and
Yeah.
I'm one of those who pulling for.
You've been with the organization, and by the way, I mean, you look back to 91, last time the team was in this game, and obviously you win that game and then win a Super Bowl. What change, if any, has the new ownership made? I know, to have Josh and obviously to have the great Magic Johnson, has that made a difference in the organization, Darrell, or is that, owners don't play the football games and this is the players and coaches?
You said what changed, if any?
Yeah.
No, what changed other than them? No,
Right.
they have been, oh my gosh. We so grateful for these men, for the privilege that we have of them leading the charge,
Yeah.
and really bringing in, being very conscientious about, on who they brought in, from general manager to head coaches to assistant coaches to players. No, we appreciate them. We really do. We've always, and this is before me. I didn't bring this here. I came here in a long time ago, but it was here before I got here. But that was a level of appreciation for our community and our city. Our fans mean a lot to us, and that's not just cliche. The impact that we have, that the team had and has, in our community is valuable to us. I think that it can make a little boy go to bed and feel better about himself, or a daddy, or a husband, or a wife, a man, in a restaurant or wherever. It can make that customer get treated a little bit better. It just brings a little bit more joy. We can kind of say, "Hey, how you doing today?" A little bit more easier.
Yeah.
Shake a hand, give a high five. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It brings out, there's something about it that I saw when I was playing, that this team has the ability to just lift us up at the water cooler just a little more, and make us a little more productive on our jobs, in our communities, in our city. And I can't prove that, but that'd be interesting to study, to look at the psychology of, in the Washington area, when the Washington team has been successful. And does crime go down? I
Yeah.
don't know. I think somebody, one of y'all brains out there can do that. But I believe it, and I'm happy to believe that and be ignorant. If I'm ignorant, good for me. But I just believe that our team, man, is so important to our region. And I believe I'll get a lot of amens with that around here.
Yes.
But it means so much to us, and not just from the sheer sense of football and the sheer sense of our money, but just this country needs, guys, help. And we need to, you go down south in North Carolina and Texas, and you drive down the street, hey, how you doing? And you go back by, hey, the people wave and laugh and smile. We need a little bit of that, y'all. And that this team brings that to our city, and that's what I'm excited about. And I'm pulling for them for more reasons than most people might be.
I'll get you out of here. Two quick ones. Uh, we know you want Washington to win. What happens on Sunday? Does Washington get this done? Do they advance to the Super Bowl?
Well, as I said before, I believe during that 3 game span, Pittsburgh, Philly, and Dallas, that was important. They lost all of them. But I didn't, the equation was that I didn't add, was that they're going to get better and grow and mature from that. That's been even beyond that. We lost to our first ever game when our starting quarterback was against the Buccaneers, and we played them in the playoffs the first time, and we beat the Buccaneers. So, from my vantage point, we have grown, and we have an extraordinarily high level probability to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think anybody will be surprised, and I believe we have the capability to do it.
Lastly, what's the 40 these days, Darrell?
I'm grateful that if God let me wake up on February 15th, I'll be 65 years old. And if I could just run something that's faster than every other 65-year-old, I make me the fastest 65-year-old in the world. So whatever that number is, that's what I want it to be. I don't know what it is today to answer your
Oh,
question.